Welcome to this deep dive study aid. Today, we are using your ethical hacker field manual sources to build basically a comprehensive audio guide to conquering cloud security.
Right. And we are going to jump right into the material to prep you for your certification exam. So, keep your slides handy and get ready to test your knowledge.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's start with slide 1, titled The Ethical Hackers Field Manual, Conquering Cloud Security.
Perfect.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to explore the blueprint, the threats, and, well, the ultimate certification survival guide for cloud security.
And the big shift here is that while the cloud totally simplifies administration for IT teams, it introduces this completely new threat landscape.
Oh, absolutely.
Like hackers are constantly exploiting these new virtual boundaries because the physical walls are just gone.
Right. Which brings us to our first checkpoint. Before we move on, consider this scenario. As a security professional, why must you approach cloud security differently than traditional, on-premise network security?
Think about the physical aspect.
Exactly. So I want you to formulate a 2 to 3 sentence response detailing this shift in physical control.
Take a second for that.
All right, moving to slide 2, titled Decoding the Cloud, What It Is and Why We Use It.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, we have this visual of moving from expensive, rigid local hardware to this agile, scalable cloud environment.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the exam trap detailed on this slide.
Oh yeah, people get this wrong all the time.
Constantly. Because look, enterprises do not move to the cloud to manage access control. That's a huge misconception.
It's actually harder to manage access, right?
Totally. They do it to bring costs down and manage a growing demand for storage. It's an operational and financial move, not an access control move.
Makes sense. So here is your scenario checkpoint for slide 2. Your company's data storage needs just doubled overnight due to an acquisition. In 2 to 3 sentences, explain why the cloud is the correct financial and operational choice over buying local hardware.
Good luck with that one.
Moving right along. Next up is slide 3, titled Cloud Implementations, the Transportation Analogy.
I love this visual.
It really breaks it down nicely.
It does. So the public cloud is like a city bus. It's shared by anyone, like when you use Gmail. And then the private cloud is your own personal car.
Right, single organization.
Yeah, maximum control, but obviously a really high expense.
Exactly. And then the community cloud is basically a shared van. It's for related organizations that are sharing costs.
And the hybrid cloud.
That's combining a train and a car to expand your functionality. You mix environments.
Well, wait, if a community cloud is shared, isn't that just a public cloud? Like, how is a shared van different from a bus?
That's a great question, and it's a major distinction. Access in a community cloud is strictly granted only to users within the specific organizations sharing that infrastructure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's not open to the general public like a public cloud is. It's a closed loop. Got it. Okay, scenario checkpoint for slide 3. A group of regional hospitals needs to share sensitive patient data securely while splitting the IT costs. In 2 to 3 sentences, identify which cloud implementation they should choose and justify your answer.
That should be an easy one if they caught the distinction.
Let's slide over to slide 4, titled Core Advantages, Differentiating the Buzzwords.
Buzzwords are heavy on this exam.
Very heavy. So let's highlight rapid elasticity. The slide compares it to stretching and releasing a rubber band.
That's the perfect way to think about it.
And the exam keyword here is crucial. It's adding users without requiring hardware changes.
Right. And then you have resource pooling. The visual here is an apartment building sharing a single water heater.
I mean, we've all been in that apartment.
Right. One person takes a long shower, everyone else gets cold water. But in the cloud, it's about shared physical resources for multiple clients dynamically.
And what about measured service?
It's literally the metering of services for billing and predictive planning, like a utility bill. You only pay for what you use.
Which is huge for cost savings.
Yeah.
All right, scenario checkpoint. An e-commerce website gets slammed with unexpected traffic on Black Friday. In 2 to 3 sentences, describe which specific cloud advantage allows them to handle this surge seamlessly and how it works behind the scenes.
Pay attention to those keywords, guys.
Now we are moving to slide 5, titled The As-a-Service Models, the real estate analogy.
Another great analogy.
Yeah, let's use the house visual. So IaaS, infrastructure as a service, is like leasing an empty dirt lot for raw computing power.
You got to build everything yourself.
Exactly. Then PaaS, platform as a service, is renting a house with the plumbing already done, but you bring your own furniture It's perfect for developers.
Right, you don't worry about the pipes, just the code.
And then SaaS, software as a service, is staying in a fully furnished hotel.
And connecting this to the text context, SaaS is delivered completely over the internet to the end client.
Whereas IS is different.
Yeah, IS provides the processing, storage, and networks without you having to buy actual data center space.
Okay, scenario checkpoint time. You are a developer tasked with building a brand new application, but you want to avoid the complexity of managing underlying hardware layers. In 2 to 3 sentences, state which service model you will use and explain why.
Let's see if they get the plumbing analogy.
Let's look at slide 6, titled The Security Responsibility Continuum.
This is critical.
Yeah, the spectrum of responsibility here is wild. With IS, the customer basically acts as the security guard for almost everything.
Yep, you lease the dirt lot, you guard it. But with PyS, the responsibility is split pretty evenly between you and the provider.
Makes sense.
But this raises an important question, right? What about SaaS? This is a major exam trap.
Oh, definitely. People think it's shared.
Exactly. They think it's a shared responsibility model, but it's not. In a SaaS environment, the provider is responsible for all the infrastructure security. You're just responsible for your user access.
Wow, okay, so scenario checkpoint for slide 6. Your organization subscribes to a SaaS application, and a data breach occurs due to a server misconfiguration. In 2 to 3 sentences, explain who bears the primary responsibility for the security failure and why.
Don't fall for the trap on that one.
Moving on to slide 7, titled Storm Warnings, Top Prominent Cloud Threats.
Time to talk about the bad guys.
Yeah, we have malicious insiders, resentful employees, we have account and service hijacking, and natural disasters.
Right. And mapping out the specific defenses from the source material is key here. For insiders, you need strict supply chain management and HR supplier assessments.
Because firewalls don't stop authorized users.
Exactly. For hijacking, it's strong passwords and constantly fixing software flaws. And for natural disasters, you need a data center in a safe geographical area with solid backups.
Simple but effective. Scenario checkpoint. You suspect a recently terminated contractor might try to sabotage your cloud resources. In 2 to 3 sentences, detail the specific operational defenses you should have already implemented to prevent this.
Hint, it's not a software patch.
Next is slide 8, titled How Hackers Strike, Decoding Cloud Attacks.
The mechanics of the breach.
Yeah, let's talk about service hijacking via network sniffing. Hackers use packet sniffers, like Wireshark or Cain and Abel, to steal passwords and session cookies.
Not to mention UDDI, SOAP, and WSDL.
Which are huge vulnerabilities if intercepted.
Oh, absolutely. But let's clarify the difference between cyber squatting and DNS poisoning here, because this is another trap.
Okay, laid out.
Cyber squatting is basically a phishing scam. It's using a domain name that's almost identical to the real cloud service.
Like spelling Google with 3 O's.
Exactly.
Right.
But DNS poisoning is completely different. That is replacing legitimate sites on the DNS server itself or in the user's cache.
So the URL looks correct, but it sends you to the wrong place.
Right. Do not confuse the fake URL creation of cyber squatting with the actual cache alteration of DNS poisoning.
Really good distinction. Scenario checkpoint. An attacker successfully intercepts traffic between 2 cloud nodes to steal session cookies. In 2 to 3 sentences, identify the type of attack and the tools the attacker likely used.
Think packet sniffers, guys.
Let's transition to slide 9, titled Defending the Cloud, the 4 Pillars of Control.
The 4 pillars.
Yep, the physical architecture visual breaks these down into deterrent, preventative, detective, and corrective. So what does this all mean in practice?
Well, let's correlate them to physical security. Deterrent controls make the system look just too difficult to attack, like warning signs.
Keeps the casual snoops away.
Right. Preventive controls actually harden the system, so firewalls and encryption.
What about detective?
Detective controls identify active incidents, alarms, intrusion detection, and corrective lessens the aftermath. That's your backups and incident response plans.
Okay, scenario checkpoint. A hacker bypasses a deterrent control but is blocked by a firewall, which subsequently triggers an alarm. In 2 to 3 sentences, classify the firewall and the alarm into their respective pillars of control.
You just have to match the tool to the pillar there.
Moving to slide 10, titled Cloud Security Control Layers.
Layers upon layers.
Yeah, real quick, we have the physical layer, so
Yeah.
fences, guards, then the network layer, which is your NIDS, NIPS, and dev packet inspection,
Right.
and the application layer, where you see SDLC and web application firewalls.
But let's hone in on the computation and storage layer,
Yep.
because there's a massive exam trap right here.
Let me guess, people mix it up with the information layer?
Every single time. Protecting data at rest, maintaining your backups, managing space availability, and the continuity of services, all of that belong to computation and storage.
Not the information layer.
Emphatically no, not the
Right.
information layer.
Got it. Scenario checkpoint. Your disaster recovery protocol heavily relies on cloud backups and service continuity. In 2 to 3 sentences, explain which security control layer governs these functions and why they aren't part of the information layer.
Watch your definitions on that one.
Let's check out slide 11, titled The Hacker's Toolkit, Security Tools Matchup.
Oh, this is a fun slide.
It is. So we contrast BlazeMeter, which simulates up to 1 million users for realistic end-to-end load testing.
Huge scale.
Massive. And we contrast that with LoadStorm, which is a cost-effective tool to just find an application's breaking point under heavy traffic.
Right. And then you have the other half of the toolkit. Nexpose is your vulnerability scanner. It's looking for missing patches, malware, backdoors.
Okay.
And Qualys Cloud Perform provides this continuous end-to-end assessment of all your system assets, regardless of where they actually reside.
But wait, if I just want to see if my e-commerce site will crash during a big holiday sale, why wouldn't I use Nexpose?
Because they do completely different things. Nexpose scans for security vulnerabilities. It's like checking for an open window or an unlocked door.
And BlazeMeter?
Load testers like BlazeMeter and LoadStorm simulate a stampede at the front door. They aren't checking the locks, they're testing the hinges.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Okay, scenario checkpoint. Your company is about to launch a massive mobile application expected to draw hundreds of thousands of simultaneous users. In 2 to 3 sentences, select the appropriate security testing tool from the toolkit and justify your choice.
Got to pick the right tool for the stampede.
We are now on slide 12, titled The Distractor Graveyard, Surviving Common Pitfalls.
The graveyard.
Yeah.
Where easy points go to die.
Exactly. Let's break down the vectors of session hijacking. You have sniffing, which is passive eavesdropping,
Right.
versus XSS, which is injecting malicious scripts directly into a web page.
Yeah, very different mechanism.
And then there's session writing, or CSRF, which is tricking a user into visiting a malicious site while they still have an active session open.
All right, and it's vital to keep those straight. But we also need to pivot to access loss vectors.
Okay.
You have to strictly separate hardware failure, which is literally physical components breaking and needing standby devices,
But what?
from multi-tenancy risks. That's when data leaks to another client on the exact same server because of poor isolation. That requires end-to-end encryption to fix, not a new motherboard.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very different solutions. Scenario checkpoint. Contrast cross-site scripting, or XSS, with session writing. In 2 to 3 sentences, describe the difference and how the attacker exploits the user's browser in each scenario.
Take your time with that one, it's nuanced.
Let's look at slide 13, titled The Master Cheat Sheet, Rapid Fire Review.
Let's do it.
Okay, rapid fire connections from the slide. Adding users without hardware changes equals rapid elasticity.
Nice.
Almost identical domain names equals cyber swatting.
Let me grab the next few. Stealing cookies with Wireshark is network sniffing.
Yep,
Backups and continuity belong to the computation and storage layer.
good reminder.
And testing with 1 million users. That's BlazeMeter.
Awesome. Scenario checkpoint. Using the cheat sheet as your guide, synthesize the relationship between sauce delivery, its primary security responsibility, and how you would protect against malicious insiders. Provide a 2 to 3 sentence summary.
That is a great synthesis question. Pulls it all together.
Finally, we reach slide 14, titled Certification Ready.
You made it.
We made it. Congratulations on navigating the architecture, recognizing the threats, and mapping out all those exam traps.
And just remember, true ethical hacking isn't just about memorizing these definitions. It's really about connecting the dots between how the infrastructure is built and how it can be dismantled. The cloud is now yours to secure.
Incredible stuff today.
But, to leave you with a final thought to mull over, we've discussed how the cloud relies on logical separation rather than physical separation for security.
Right.
So, if the ultimate foundation of cloud security relies on the hypervisor keeping all those virtual machines isolated, what happens when an attacker discovers a vulnerability that lets them break out of the virtual machine and access the physical host itself?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Think about it.
That cross-guest VM breach is something to deeply consider as you continue your ethical hacking journey. Keep studying, keep asking questions, and go hack the exam.